today we are going to discuss a book called A Man Called
Uba.
It's not confusing at all.
Called A Man Called.
This novel is by Fredrik Backman. The movie was directed by Hans Holm.
Hey, do we know who wrote the screenplay on this one?
No.
Okay.
Would you like me to try to look for it?
I was just interested in knowing if Fredrik actually wrote the
Friedrich.
Right.
He's German or Swedish.
Swedish.
He's Swedish.
The screenplay. It seems as if he did. All right.
Let's get into it. How'd you like this book? This is my suggestion, so...
It was
how
written...
Did you like it?
Same person.
It. Friedrich?
No, Hans Holm. Was a screenplay writer and director.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Great insight, Lynn. Woo! Listen, I love this story. It didn't go in the direction that you thought it was going to go in when you started reading it.
That's
then
true.
it was just like, oh, I just love Uba, whatever his name is.
Oh, with the big bad heart.
Oh, I know.
Can we please give Rhea the credit for suggesting this book before she spontaneously combusts?
Maria, did you have something you want to say?
No, I just want to hear everyone else's views on this book. I need to meet Fredrik Backman if he's around.
Why?
I love the story.
I do love the whole punchline of his big bad heart, though. That was cute. I like that.
Talk a little bit more about that, Lynn.
So yeah, did you all think this was a really good read? Like, how did it go? What did you think about that?
Well, I love the story. I'm in love with Uva.
An old angry Swedish guy?
Yeah,
Or
I don't
the
know,
story
because he
behind
was-
him?
Mainly the story behind him, but he had a big heart, literally. Literally. Right.
He was like a grumpy old man. He
Yeah,
started
but he
off
was sweet.
reminded me of like the grumpy old Muppets.
Yes.
I love those guys.
He
I love
was
those
all of a
guys.
sudden like such a nice guy.
He
Right.
wasn't all of a sudden. He was nice the entire time.
He
You just
was.
have to take the time to get to know him and what he was all about.
Rhea, put the glass down.
Okay.
Yes, please.
But yeah, wasn't that storyline? And what about like him and his friend? It's his.
I love him and the cat.
What was his name? Rune.
Room. Oh, I know. Room.
Yeah.
First of all, the fact that he immediately ends a friendship when you buy the wrong car,
Right?
How dare you buy a BMW? Who does that?
But the anger with just the not having having the Volvo first.
He said,
Right.
what kind of person buys a BMW? I was like, wow. It's really strong feelings.
I was personally attacked by that statement. But yeah, that was just too funny. So irrational.
And then
Yeah.
how about the dynamics between him and Sonia? Just like how they met. And,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
like
was
because
really
he's
sweet.
so weird
Yeah.
that she just like didn't matter.
Didn't
But he
matter.
was similar to her father.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so Sonia, first of all, she was so pretty to me in the movie. And
to the movie now.
well, yeah, I guess we can move into the movie.
Okay.
So she was so pretty to me in the movie, so I felt like she was described because it
Yeah.
described her as someone that would never be interested in him.
Right.
And so, I don't know, that's why their romance was just so special. And then when they talked a little bit about her father, both in the book and the movie, it was like, okay, he has a very similar personality to
That's why
her
she was
father,
able to relate.
which is why she was able to relate, exactly. But I just thought she was so pretty to me.
She's so cute.
Beautiful.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, beautiful.
I love the way that she looked at Uva.
Yeah.
Like throughout the movie, you could see they were really... No, wasn't it Pinky?
No, it's a four
It was
finger.
the. It was the. Is that called the forefinger? I thought it was the pointer.
Same difference.
Okay.
What's going on anyway? The reaching of the forefinger
Okay.
and the grabbing it.
Well, that part,
Okay.
yes, but I was really thinking about how when he talked, he, I guess, was so used to just fading into the background, is what it seemed like his whole life as a kid. And then, like, as he grew up, his dad recognized him, but he was still kind of in, like, the background of everything. And the way he looked, she looked at him, put him in the forefront. And I think that was really portrayed very well in the movie.
Yeah. One of the things I liked about the movie is the way they brought the backstory in. Usually they just flash back in movies, but this particular one, it showed a backstory every time he tried to kill himself, in a sense.
Yeah.
Almost like he's fading out, thinking back, like his life flashing before his eyes.
Okay,
That's
I'm
pretty
sorry.
deep.
I laughed like every time he failed to kill himself. And I felt bad that I was laughing because he was like, God darn it, you're distracting me from what I'm trying to do. And it was like he was kind of weighing in on, do I want to do this? Do I want to answer my door? And I just saw that internal struggle with him. Yeah. But man, I was just like, oh, another failed attempt. Oh, another failed attempt. And I guess it's not funny per se.
No.
But like, okay, I'm just going to go sit over here in my corner. But the fact is, like, you knew he really didn't want to do it. So they kind of made that like comedy behind it with him, like in the cat and then answering the door and those little small things where the little kid was like staring at him through the window. He was like, well, do I really want to make this kid watch this at the same time? So
And
I laughed. I'm sorry.
When he went
I'm
to
heartless.
go visit Sonia's grave, and he was just like, I'm not going to be able to do it because I got to help so-and-so fix this bike or whatever. And I just thought that was so cute because he's telling her, you know, I can't do it right now.
Yeah, he was relating it back to his failed attempts.
Right.
Sounds so
Sonia
bad.
sent everyone to him. You know that, right?
Yes, I got that too. Well, that's what I felt also.
Yeah.
That every time he attempted to kill himself,
Sonia sent
It was a
everyone
new,
else.
yeah.
the cat and the
It was
neighbors.
the cat.
Wow. No.
I mean,
I thought it was kind of the cat
later on,
I didn't
maybe,
think the cat was reincarnated.
but what's her
I
name?
think the cat was like helping him.
Parvena?
No, that is not the cat.
No. But how do you say the name?
Neighbors, but she's talking about.
Pravana came before the cat.
Yeah.
First she sent Pravana. Then she sent the cat. And then she sent the, it was
voice.
like,
I was so happy with the adaptation of this book.
Yeah.
I mean, they touched on every significant. They've made some changes.
Yeah.
But I
quite a
think
few.
that, sometimes they make changes and we're like, why did they take that out of a significant to the storyline? They touched on every significant thing. And it wasn't necessarily in the same order as the book.
Right.
So while I was watching it, I was like, I know they didn't take that part out.
Yeah, that's
And then they would show
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved the way they handled it.
I completely agree. I have no other comments to add to that because I 1000% agree. I just felt like the whole time I was watching it, it was just like what I wanted to see and what I envisioned when I read the book.
yes.
Well, in the book, for me, the movie changed part of the book that I didn't like. I know in the beginning of the book, it started with him fussing it with the guy at the computer store trying to buy this iPad thing.
Oh, yeah.
But it ended also with him giving her the iPad. So it kind of, for me, it almost came full circle, but it did change. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't catch. So the movie started.
I didn't catch
with
that.
what?
The
It
movie
was
started
the
with
plants, the flowers. Right?
Yeah, with the flowers, which happened in the book also, but just later.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting, Champagne. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. You missed it.
Wow.
Okay.
The dictator of Ovo.
How about, how they had everybody come together and kind of like follow behind him, taking their walks and then him with the gay guy. And he's like, are you one of those gays? And she was like so upset with him, like, don't say that. He's like, well, are you? Yeah. Okay then.
There we go. Turn around to her like, so what's the problem?
What's the problem?
And people do stuff like that.
I would love that to be.
What? Like yell at you for saying something?
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, why are you even at work? Like, people are like, why you don't have to be so, what was the big deal? Ask the question, I want clarification. I mean, what if I was going to set you up with somebody? I need to know. I'm always trying to be the matchmaker.
I wish they would have kept it like the book, though. We said, are you a bender? Are you a bender?
No, we need to keep
I like that. It sounds,
You would like that. You a bender?
because I laughed when he first said, I was like, what the hell is a bender?
His reaction is what I would love for every like old person to have as their reaction.
Right.
I mean, I think a lot of them do, but because like they just don't care because they're old and ornery.
Right.
But I would love that to be like what happens in 2019 with like anybody that's coming out. Mm-hmm. So when I saw it, it was like you have this guy who's so unhappy in every aspect of his life, especially in his personal life, not just like with involving others, his neighbors and whatever. And to see him be like, so you're gay? Yes. Cool. Let's move on.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I would love for that to be transcended into like just everybody.
Right.
Sorry.
And the fact that grumpy old man was the one who took him in.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
right? Fine.
Without question.
You need a place to live.
Right.
But it was Sonia in his head always talking to him.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
He knew that he was going to get Sonia in the back of his head yelling at him, you better do this.
Right.
So he knew it. Just go ahead and do it.
It's like, what will Sonia do?
And the whole evolution of the children and how he was able to take them in and then, became grandpa.
Yeah, when they said they're next of kin, I was like, ooh, next of kin got me. And then it became grandpa. And I was like, ooh.
That's when you gave her the iPad. Thanks, Grandpa. Like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, even that scene, like the way they did it in the movie where he just kind of stopped and looked, like you felt it. I was like,
well, you know that he felt it, but he was never going to put it into like verbally out there. Right. And then when they said it, he was just like, it was reiterated and
they call me what they want.
Right, exactly.
They call me whatever they want.
Whatever they want.
And you can see that was like, it was a good scene.
Yeah, I love that part. And
the part I wanted to see was when the guy with the white car that kept coming through, he got so mad with him that he blocked him in. I wanted to see that part when he blocked him in with the trailer so he couldn't get out for like a week or something. I wanted to see that because I wanted to see how mad the guy with the white car was going to get. So they kind of took that part out.
I thought they did a really good job with the accident and then Sonia's transformation to become the teacher.
Yeah.
Showing him building the ramp and carrying her up to the school. And you just felt everything this man was doing.
You really saw his way of expressing love was by doing and making the other person that he loves their lives better. Right. And his way was lowering the counters and making that ramp. And he was not gonna like be defeated. That ramp was gonna get built. And that was his way of expressing love. And I really like how the book portrayed it, but the movie did a really good job also of making sure that that's how he expresses love.
Even when especially she told him, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, see, even with like teaching Pravana how to drive. Like he was like, if you're gonna learn how to drive, you're gonna learn how to do it right. Right. And I'm gonna teach you because he cares.
Stop those tears.
Exactly.
You give birth twice and get ready to this country,
languages,
and you married a loser. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to get it together.
And that's his way of showing love.
He did not like him at all.
And how about when they made him babysit and he just like set up the dishwasher? Jasmine trying to set it up because you gotta hand wash dishes.
They came in upstairs and they were all like sitting in his arms and whatnot. I was just like,
it was so touching. It really was touching.
They just did it.
But even when she told him that she was pregnant, his reaction was like, "Oh my God!" He was like, "Well, we're gonna need a crib."
Right?
I got one.
We're need a new stop. We need a station wagon. She was like, "Well, maybe let's start with the crib." He was like, "Okay, I'm on it."
His way of showing love.
Right, exactly. It was cute. So cute.
Great. He has so much tragedy in his life.
He had a lot of tragedy.
Oh my gosh, his father.
Oh my God,
it was horrible.
And then how about in the end how he came through for Rune?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was touching is that he thought Rune wasn't coherent enough to understand what he was telling him, that he was going to go be with Sonia. And then his wife, Rune's wife, comes in and was like, no, he understands everything that you say. And then he has the cords in his hand or whatever, and Rune grabs it to not let him go.
The hose.
So cute. The hose, yeah. It was so cute.
And he realized.
And Rune looked up at him like, yeah, I know what you said. It was so cute.
Yeah, that was really good.
So do we dislike anything?
I was getting ready to talk about the cast.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on that first before we get to the cast. Because it seems like none of us collectively disliked anything about it.
No.
All right, casting. Let's go.
No.
One person that was cast.
Only one I didn't like was Pravana's husband, because in the book he was described as the lanky one, and that guy didn't feel lanky. I mean, he was
a little tall and goofy, like he trips over his own legs.
It looked like he just couldn't do nothing, loser.
Really?
All right,
You know Ray has a problem. She becomes the story.
Right, exactly.
You are not over, Ray.
He was a loser.
You don't speak Swedish.
A little bit more goofy.
Yeah.
But I cannot complain about anybody in any of the roles.
Me either.
Like, I think they did a really good job.
Yeah.
My only complaint is the fact that I had to read captions.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it
Why
takes.
don't they make that?
They are making one with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is redoing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it over?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
I know he's producing it, so Champagne had mentioned it, and so I took it upon myself to start Googling stuff, because that's who I am. But he's producing it. I don't know if he's acting
right.
We have got to touch base with Tom Hanks.
Hey, Tom Hanks.
We have got to be there.
That's the mission.
That is my goal for 2018. Are we in 19?
We are in 2019. Welcome. Welcome.
Wow. Okay,
Yes.
listen. Since you are the one enjoying the most of the wine that we're getting ready to use for rating, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're drinking?
We getting ready to use. Somebody didn't use it.
Well, yeah. So we are drinking from Alani Winery.
I cannot.
What is it?
That's the name of it. I want her to struggle. Go ahead, try it.
Raspberry wine?
What is the first flavor?
I see.
No.
I see, said the blind man.
A sigh.
Sigh.
Can't read because she's drunk.
Alani Winery, acai raspberry, a crisp, refreshing, high-end acai raspberry flavored wine.
Don't mess it up.
With just, what did I say, a crisp, refreshing, high-end acai
Lynn,
raspberry
take the
flavored
bottle
red wine.
and read what
No,
time
this is fully
With
amusing to
just
me.
the right amount of sweet. Very, very
Cheers.
good. Alani Winery.
Thank you.
Only?
Say that 3 times fast.
Alani Winery. Alani Winery. The home of Joe Theismann.
What?
Yeah, random facts for you guys. I'm
Thanks
sorry.
for that.
All right, back to
Okay,
the subject
so-
of this podcast.
The new film is actually starring and producing Tom Hanks. So he is starring in it.
We move past
Tom
that.
Hanks is Ova.
He is
Yes,
over.
he's starring.
Oh, I
and-
think he'd be a great Ova.
starring and producing it. Yep, he will be a great Ova.
He would be a great anything.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's going to be a great movie.
Yes, with no subtitles makes it even better.
Yes. They better follow the script.
If he tries to change this movie, I swear,
Alrighty then. So at first, watching the reading the subtitles and watching the movie was a little difficult. But then once the story kind of progressed, it was like just, I don't know, it was really easy to read the subtitles after because I was kind of like, I was focusing on the subtitles at first, and then I started focusing on the movie later on.
I just needed to turn it down. I just needed to turn the volume down just a little bit so I knew when they were saying something so I could time it when I was reading it. Because too loud, it was like too much going on for me. But because
I do feel like I watched mine at a very low.
Stop with your papers, okay? While I'm talking about Ova.
You better watch out. You get hit by that bottle. Chastisement. I do get what you're saying though, because I did have a low volume, and I was reading it and watching it at the same time, and it was kind of like that was easier.
Yeah.
Wait, when you say reading, you're reading the book, or are you talking about reading the subtitles?
No,
Subtitles.
I didn't read the book.
Oh,
I'm talking about the
gotcha.
subtitles.
Not the
Because
book. We all know
dialect-
she read it.
Right, twice. The dialect is so loud.
I read it twice also.
That's why.
Oh, it is loud.
So you have to turn it down. Dim all the lights.
Are you growling?
Really?
Didn't he always do that?
Yes, but I didn't know in the context what you were growling for.
Idiot. No, don't matter. Just do it that way.
I love how you always said that.
Oh,
Idiot.
I love them. I love them.
I mean, I guess if you're going to get a French car, then I got to show you how to fix it.
Who is it? Rolf?
Rolf.
Who's Rolf?
Let's go.
Oh,
it's Rolf.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Whoa.
He did a great job.
Exactly who I
That's
was.
what I saw.
What he looked like, him being tall and kind of not kind
Big,
of
but
dumpy,
not
but yeah.
overbearing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is I think the younger version of him was not the same. Like that kind of threw me. Because
he was a little
No,
too
I
good
thought it was
looking.
good.
no, I don't
thought
know
it
because
was
he
good,
was too
too.
good looking, but he was very small.
Yeah, he's skinny. Yeah.
Skinny, but he also got height when he got older. You're usually done by that time, but that kind of threw me a little bit.
What do you mean? As a boy or as a teenager?
Well, the older
When his dad
one
died.
was taller than the younger one.
A lot.
No, it was just skinnier.
You think?
He seemed taller to me.
Well, you seem taller when you're skinnier.
Yeah.
So why we
Right,
have
so that you
that's
said
why
I
we
wouldn't
pay
have
these
that. The older one
models
looks
so much
taller?
money.
Older.
The older one looks taller than the younger one?
Oh, yeah, he
If
was-
anything, I would say
He was like overpowering everybody.
I just thought he looked
love
tall
him,
and lanky versus tall and built.
I mean, listen, that is so insignificant.
Whatever.
Irrelevant.
No, but I just love.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just something to mention.
Because even the younger one to me was spot on.
Yes,
You remember the
me
scene
too.
where they were boxing, the dad and the little boy? I don't know,
Yeah, it
that
was
scene
cute.
was so cute.
It was cute.
When he was kind of
He was trying to mock everything he was doing. It was cute.
It's really cute. Okay, ladies, I think it's time to give this a vote.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start this same answer
We're
to
gonna
everyone.
go this way so Rhea can go last because it's her book. So
Okay, so first is Lynn. I'm gonna put my little blocker up here in front of Rhea. I give it a full glass because the book was amazing. The movie did a great job of adapting the book to a movie and paying it homage. So I give it a full glass.
and Treva, what say you?
I am giving this full glass of wine.
Yeah,
And I got nothing else to say.
pretty much. Yeah, I'll give it a full glass. Also, I love you, Ova. Okay, yeah.
We both can't love him. I'm giving full glass as well. We got a whole damn bottle. If you have not read this book, stop right now, go read it, and then come back to this podcast.
Give us some feedback. We really want to know Rhea really wants to know how you feel about this.
I'm not quite sure Rhea does because she knows how she feels.
Yeah.
It's
I
just,
don't care.
Dang, when anybody else feels now.
yeah, I know. So, but we all do. Rhea's gonna fight you down until you love the book
Yeah.
and movie. But anyways,
All right, so that's a full bottle of wine straight out of
Alney Winery,
Only.
Acai, Alney,
Woo!
Alney Winery, Acai Raspberry. That's what we have finished today.
who's we?
Did anybody else get a glass?
Exactly. I
You
know.
all
I'm
did get a
sorry.
full